Hello everyone! Today's journey starts in the town center of Busteni, right across the street from the town hall. We will be walking behind the train station to get to the Zamora neighborhood, where we will find the Cantacuzino Castle, which you'll be visiting with us today. For more videos from us, click the like and subscribe button. Now back to today's journey. The walk to the castle is easy and takes about 15 minutes. Already from the street we can catch a glimpse of the castle and its beautiful garden. The castle is a true masterpiece, built in the neo-Romanian architectural style. It was built in 1911 from stone and brick for Prince Grigore Ghica Cantacuzino. At the entrance, we came across the castle's billboard, where you can find the fees to visit the castle and a poster with the exhibition that is currently hosted here. At the time we were filming this video, the exhibition was Leonardo da Vinci, The Machines. You can also get to the castle from the city center by taking a small tourist train. At the entrance to the castle's grounds, you can pay the visitation fee, in cash or by card. The castle is open to visitors every day from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. The castle's grounds are a true park in which you can spend a few hours exploring and taking pictures with the artesian fountains. Which are full of fish. There are a lot of photo opportunities with the sculptures that are spread around the entire estate. We also came across a small lake with an artificial grotto that was created for the Cantacuzino family and which is one of the main attractions. The castle grounds were very dear to the prince's family and they spent a lot of time strolling around the gardens. On the terrace in the front of the castle you will find one of two restaurants open to visitors. The front one has a beautiful view overlooking part of the city and the Caraiman mountain. In the passageway, which leads to the entrance for the area of the castle that is open to visitors, you can find the genealogy of the Cantacuzino family, dating back to the Byzantine era. On the other side of this passageway, we come across the second restaurant, nested in the inner courtyard, which leads us to the watchtower at the back of the castle grounds. The Cantacuzino Castle was built on the grounds of an old hunting lodge that the prince owned near Busteni. The watchtower was used in the past for spotting the game in the forest behind the castle. Now it's being used by visitors to admire the Bucegi Mountains and the Caraiman Peak with its big cross at the top, which is a monument dedicated to the Romanian heroes from the First World War. We continue our visit through the park by going down to the little wooden church, which is dedicated to Sfântul Gheorghe Biruitoru. An approximate translation for its patron's name could be Saint George the Triumphant. The current church is built on the same spot where in the past there used to be an old church moved here by the prince's ancestors from an area of Romania called Maramureș in the 18th century. In 1936, at the consecration of the newer church, Queen Maria of Romania and Princess Ileana were in attendance. It's time to make our way to the area of the castle where the tour starts, as it's about time that one begins. The tours start every 30 minutes from the passageway that makes the connection between the front garden and the inner courtyard. Before we enter the castle, we can see its commemorative plaque that reads, in an approximate translation, I, Gheorghe Cantacuzino, with my wife Ecaterina, born Băleanu, have built this castle for the remembrance of our ancestors and as shelter for our descendants. The tour starts in the foyer. Here, the tour guide tells us about the history of the Cantacuzino family and how they got to Romania. About the history of the castle, which was owned by the Cantacuzino family until the year 1948, when it was nationalized by the communists and was turned into a sanitarium for lung diseases. The castle was built by Grigore Cerchez. His photo can be seen alongside the painting of Gheorghe Grigore Cantacuzino on the fireplace in the foyer. The foyer's floor is made out of Italian glazed ceramic tiles, which creates the illusion of a carpet rich in ornamental motifs. From the foyer, we can see the office of Gheorghe Grigore Cantacuzino, furnished with pieces from that period. Most of the original furniture and the works of art have been taken away or destroyed by the communist regime. The royal coats of arms and the symbols were also removed from the doors in the same period. The tour takes us to a room where we can see photos with members of the family and important events from the castle's and the country's history. The windows are covered with stained glass produced in Murano, Italy, decorated with a coat of arms of the Cantacuzino family and their motto, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." One of the most spectacular places in the castle is the ballroom. On its right wall, you can admire life-size portraits of the main members of the Cantacuzino family from the branch of Wallachia. The portraits were made on Cordoba leather and are unique in Romania. The other walls of the ballroom are decorated with the coats of arms of noble families related to the Cantacuzino family. The fireplace in this room, like all the others in the castle, were made out of limestone from Albești and are decorated with polychrome mosaics and gold leaf. Above the fireplace is the portrait of Gheorghe Grigore Cantacuzino, also known as Nababu, because he was the richest person in Romania at that time. The word Nabab is a title given in the past in Muslim India to high dignitaries and governors of provinces. An anecdote says that during the construction of the castle, the prince Cantacuzino asked King Carol I of Romania, who had built a castle in the city of Sinaia, not too far from Busteni, for permission to cover the roof of his castle with gold coins in order to show him how rich he is. King Carol I, being a diplomat but also having a sense of humor, told him that he would have nothing against it, but asked him to put the coins not on the heads or the tails, but on their edge. Above the portrait, on the fireplace in the ballroom, there are 5 empty spaces, where portraits of the family members from the Byzantine branch should have been painted. The portraits were not painted due to the lack of historical information at that time. The rest of the tour takes place in the upper rooms that often hosts temporary exhibitions of famous artists. This time the exhibition is Leonardo da Vinci, The Machines, and it presents sketches of inventions designed over 500 years ago by Leonardo da Vinci and brought to life in the form of small-scale models, some of which are interactive. The sketches are part of Da Vinci's Codex and form part of the bedrock of today's technological innovation. After we've finished visiting the exhibition, the tour of the castle ends, and we head towards the exit through the souvenir shop, where you can buy souvenirs for yourself or your loved ones. If you've liked this video, give it a like, a share, and subscribe. Thanks, and see you next time.